Hello, this is Travis at GLMI. Thank you for joining us for the Fall 2012 release training. We're going to take a look at the highlights of the fall release, including enhancements to the client orders and plan of care sections of clinical. But first we'll start with some of the more minor tweaks or bug fixes, if you will, and then get on to some of those new enhancements. Alright, so first in accounts receivable, there was an issue with the third-party sort option, specifically with the last name sort. That has been corrected in the fall release. Um, in the OASIS validation area, there was an issue with M2440. When answering that unknown, you were receiving an error that you shouldn't have been. That has been corrected in the fall release. And then some agencies were having issues with the taken from field on printed medication orders. That again has been corrected. Alright, now on to some changes with reports. Couple of changes to the CERT Recert report. First, on with the Save Settings button, there was an issue where it was not working correctly. Now, Save Settings does just that. It saves the sort and filter options that you may have set on various reports for use when you go to rerun that report again. Some users were having issues with that Save Settings button within the CERT Recert report specifically, and that has been corrected in the fall release. We also had a request on the CERT Recert report to include the dates for the new CERT period, and we've gone ahead and done so. Again, the new CERT period dates will appear on the CERT Recert report. On the client census report, the limit sort field was not performing correctly, and that has been corrected in the fall release. And then we also had a request to add gender as a sort option to the client census report. We've gone ahead and added that sort option, allowing agencies to break down the total unduplicated census into male or female counts. And then there was an issue with the order aging report. Basically, the way we were counting orders in the order aging report has been improved. The original count was based on the status of the order. Now we're going to be looking at the status of the order to make sure you get a more accurate count of unique orders. And then just a couple of changes to items under the system menu. First, the physician order log has been updated to now track deleting physician orders. Again, you will now be able to see deleted physician orders within the physician orders log if that is an issue for your agency where orders are just disappearing. You should now be able to track those down more quickly. And there was a couple updates to home health cap specs for a couple vendors, specifically Press Ganey and Arbor Associates. They basically updated their specs, and we've gone ahead and updated our system as well to match those. Alright, now to some the new features included in the fall release. First being the Client Orders tab, available now in the clinical records list. So there with your OASIS and 45 assessments, your visit notes, you have a new tab for client orders. Now don't worry, you'll still be able to access your client orders from the physician orders menu under clinical and then physician orders. You still have that functionality available to you as well. But let's get back to that new client orders tab from within clinical. You'll be able to access the client's order history, and you'll be able to check things like the status, the details of the order. You'll be able to filter and sort those, and even mark them sent or unmark them, or mark them returned, just depending on your user security. Most importantly, though, you are able to now add orders from within clinical for the first time. And again, you'll just use that green Add Order button in the upper left, and then you'll be prompted with kind of that first physician order screen where you confirm the doc and document who the order was taken from. And we've also included a link to add a note, and it does just that. It adds an internal note to your order. Again, I just want to emphasize that the Add Note feature just allows you to add an internal note. It's not going to be printed on the paper version of the order. But if you do choose to use that, this is where you would type in any notes for internal tracking, internal comments, and the like. To move on and complete your order, just click the Continue to Complete Order button. At this point, we are prompted to select which type of order we'd like to create. You've got the same options that you had previously, whether that be a comment order, a medication order, DME and supplies, nutrition, functional limitations, or activity. So on this screen, we show an example of using a comment order. Any and all information entered on this page will appear on the order, kind of as a free text order. And here we see an example of a functional limitation order. Only changes made to these pages along with comments will be included. In this example, hearing has been checked with HOH text and a comment has been added below. From here you can make additional changes to the order or close the window to create the order. And once you've closed the window, you will return to the orders list where you will be prompted to refresh the screen in order to include your updated information. And just click that refresh button right in the center of the screen. And then your updated order list will display. Now you still can make changes to the orders as long as it has not been sent. And to do so, just select your order by single clicking and highlighting and clicking Edit in the lower right. In the Order Edit screen, when you hover your mouse over the Summary section, two actions are revealed. You've got an Edit option that allows the editing of text that will be included in the order, or Delete that removes the selected line from the order entirely. Here we see an example of adding some text to the order. Once you are happy with the verbiage of your order, you can now click the Save button in the lower right. Alright, now on to the enhancements with the plan of care. We've made enhancements in this screen that will improve the flow of data entry, allowing users to quickly enter problems, goals, and interventions for multiple disciplines. The new POC allows users to make multiple entries at once, immediately edit those selected items, and clearly see what problem, goals, and interventions are associated with the selected client. You'll now notice that the layout of the plan of care screen now moves from left to right, displaying the problems, goals, and interventions associated with the selected client. To start, we need to click the Add Problem button in the upper left, and that's going to pull your list of problems from your existing support files. And so your problem list will display, and at this point you can choose multiple problems by using the checkboxes to the left. Once you've selected all of the problems you wish to document against, you can click Add to POC in the lower right. Okay, with our problems identified and selected, we can now move on to goals. You first do need to make sure that you have one of your problems highlighted, and then click the Add Goal button in the center of the screen. Alright, and then a list of your goals that are linked to the problem will display. Again, you just select which ones you'd like to use by using the checkboxes to the left. And you can even edit the goal language, making it very client specific from within the selection screen, just making this a very big efficiency gainer. Once you've selected the goals you'd like to use, just click Add to POC in the lower right. And on to interventions. Again, you just need to make sure that you do have one of your goals highlighted, and then click your Add Intervention button to display a list of linked interventions. And again, same idea, a list of your linked interventions will display. Select which ones you'd like to use by using the checkboxes to the left. And again, you have the ability to edit those interventions, making them very client specific. Once you've selected those and made your edits, click Add to POC in the lower right. to save them. And of course, we can't forget our discharge plan and rehab potential. They now have their own tab within the plan of care screen. And again, same idea. You'll just click Add Discharge Plan. A list of your agency's discharge plan. Verbiage will display. Just select the item you'd like by using the checkbox to the left. And you can even edit those discharge statements if necessary from within the selection screen. Once you're satisfied with that, just click Add to Discharge Plan in the lower right. And same idea with the rehab potential codes. And last but certainly not least would be frequencies. POC frequencies have been enhanced to allow users to quickly add repeating visits, add frequencies for multiple disciplines at one time, and clearly see all frequencies from one screen with several sorting options for your convenience. To get started, click Add Visit Frequency to begin. You'll notice that the assessment period now displays at the top of the window, and you may select the frequency by clicking on the days on the calendar or by using the Quick Add button. The Quick Add button will allow you to select a date range with a visits plan for a number of days in the week. In the example shown, we've got a date range from 10/1/2012 to 11/29/2012, and we plan on going 3 times a week. At this point, you can proceed by clicking Add Frequency, or you can click Save and add another to continue adding frequencies for additional disciplines. Once done, all of your planned frequencies will display by week. Clicking the arrow to the left of the week will display each planned visit in detail. In this example, we've got nursing out 3 times the first week and PT out once. You've also got sort, filter, and group by options for viewing at your convenience. In the lower left, you'll notice a new feature, the Modify button, and then a drop down to select 45 text that will modify the frequency on your orders. Just as a word of warning here, you do want to be careful with this. It's intended to add some flexibility in the wording and verbiage as it relates to frequency on your orders, but you wouldn't actually want to change the frequency itself because it would not tie back to anything. Think of it as a comment order or a free text order that you can use as an addendum to your already planned frequency. You'll see that the system-generated frequency verbiage displays, and in the lower right you can click Edit Order Text to add an addendum to that, or maybe some clarification as it relates to the frequency. At this point, you can include any additional text that you wish to add to your order. And again, we've just warned you again at the bottom just to be careful with that, as any information saved there may not necessarily tie back to your frequency screens. It's just simply a text addendum. Once complete, you can click Save 45 Text in the lower right. Well, I'd like to thank you for joining us and viewing the fall release training webinar. Additional training material will be made available after the final live webinar on Thursday, December 6th in the afternoon. That will be posted to the blog and will include a recorded version, a copy of the release document, and also links to updated scripts as they relate to the fall release. And of course, if you haven't done so already, please follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube for the latest information on GLMI products and services. Again, thank you very much and have a nice day.